My name is Fiona Green. I teach Women's and Gender Studies at the University of Winnipeg, and I'm a co-director of the Institute for Women's and Gender Studies. And I'm involved with the Hive Project, doing work on the ethics of mummy blogging. My Hive Project is a collaborative project with Jaqueline McLeod Rogers, who teaches here at the University of Winnipeg in rhetoric, writing, and communications. And we're both mums of adult children, and we're very curious as to why mummy blogs seem to be about primarily young children, and very few blogs are about adolescent or adult children. And so we thought we'd like to start our own blog, but quickly discovered that we're very concerned about what it is that we might disclose about ourselves or about our children, and suddenly realized that there were ethical concerns about mummy blogging, and so our project quickly shifted. The ethical problems that Jaqueline and I see are primarily around disclosing personal stories, narratives, experiences of people without their permission, or disclosing elements of family life without thinking about the consequences for those members of the family. There is, of course, some connection between public and private that we are always living with, but there's also privacy, and there are things that we don't want to disclose to the entire world. And with the onset of social media and the internet, photographs and stories and narratives are quickly shared amongst maybe folks who we think are a small community and are supportive and understand, but those, as we know, those connections and links can quickly multiply and move outside of the circles that we have anticipated sharing them with. So those are some of our concerns. Jaqueline and I are very interested in speaking with mummy bloggers. It's really important, the work that bloggers have done in exposing some of the challenges of mothering. We live in a society that assumes that mothering is easy, it's innate, that it doesn't take any work, and that is not true, and we know that that's not true. And feminists have been talking about motherhood and the sort of the two components of that, the institutionalized component where there is an expectation on mothers to perform, to do their mothering in certain ways. And then there's the experience of mothering, which is those very intimate relationships that we have with our family members. And that's important to talk about, the complexity of mothering. But in sharing those very real experiences, often we disclose information that maybe isn't given the permission to be disclosed by children and other family members. So what Jaqueline and I are interested in doing is gathering mummy bloggers together, either collectively in one place or through discourse or through social media and in other ways, and talk to them about how do they make those decisions about what it is that they put online, what is it that they keep private, what do they share with others. And we're not wanting to develop an ethical checklist per se. We're interested in the nuances and the complexities of making those decisions. And it's not a fast set of rules necessarily, but it's contextualized, which is something that feminists are always aware of, where we're situated in terms of our gender, our ethnicity, our social class, our age, our ability, our orientations, our identities in all kinds of ways. And we have to be aware of those with others in our lives. So coming up with an understanding of the ethics of mummy blogging isn't as easy as putting together a 12-step checklist per se, but rather having these conversations. So that's what our project is about with Hive, is we're interested in, through our own blog around the ethics of mummy blogging, as well as attending conferences and having conversations and colloquia and discussions, is getting together with other mums and talking about how mums are mothering, parenting, but also what the complexities are in sharing that knowledge with others online.